Hello, welcome to Dataforge. I'm Zoc, and I'm excited for this episode. We got some fun stuff for you today, and yeah, something I just decided within the last half hour. We're gonna switch it up, do something right at the start that's a little bit fun, tease tease some future content. So, what do we got on store today? Of course, the normal stuff, the news, the TCO Meta Watch with improved charts, fresh marks, Zox Deck Spotlight, and of course, Crack a Pack. And I forgot my decks, but I can get those easily enough. Okay, but before we jump in to the news, I want to do something interesting. I wanted to check out the map of the Crucible. That's right. I've been using this as a background for my starting screen, but what does this map actually show us? What does this map actually tell us? Let's check it out. There's some really cool stuff here. Some funny stuff, some exciting stuff. So let's dig in. This is the map of the Crucible from the Keyforge role-playing game book. And what I want to do in the future is actually talk about some of these locations because we've already seen some of them show up in Keyforge cards, but we haven't seen a lot of them. And so there's a lot more to discover. That's right. The call of discovery still lives in all of us. But let's take a look at this map. There's some cool stuff. Of course, there's cool places like Nitrogen Falls and the Azure Archipelago and Blinding Pools. But stuff that makes me laugh, this port hacks. That is such a IT security joke. Port hacks, like, yeah, you're hacking ports. TCP/IP works on ports. Port hacks. That's so hilarious. Um, but then down here we have the Cone of Madness. What could that be? What could that be? Lodestone Forest? Featherweight Plains? The Amberwood? With kind of a neat looking, it kind of looks like a snowflake, but it's eight-sided instead of six-sided. We have Parta Mechanica, which it says is a Saurian city-state, which is pretty interesting that you have a Mechanica as part of a city-state, because I would definitely be thinking more of kind of mechanical creatures, electromechanical devices as a Mechanica. So, what type of Saurian city-state is Parta Mechanica? And here you have the inverted lands. What is the inverted lands? We have another Saurian city-state, Cybus Locum. And then we have Quantum City. And they actually describe Quantum City in the RPG books. So one of the things I want to do in a future episode is actually go into some of the lore, some of the background that's in the role-playing game book about some of these locations and about some of the locations that are referenced already in Keyforge cards. I think that'll be really interesting. Over here we have the opposite towers. Very interesting. And here's another Saurian city-state, Polis Doctrian, or yeah, I'm not sure. Doctria. I'm not sure what that last letter is actually. Docrium. Down here we have Eclipse Valley, Artigrum Bog, And of course, Mesa Swamp. Some of these have pictures. You've seen Mesa Swamp as some of my background on some slides. I'll point it out. Definitely excited about Mesa Swamp, and that is described to some extent. We have the Bridges of Spheres. Wow. A whole bunch of spheres making a bridge between the burning glaciers and some other mountaintops here. The burning glaciers. What are those glaciers made out of? Whoa. And of course, we have Nova Hellas. This is also described in the book. And near Nova Hellas, the Martian outposts. Ooh, and the dome. What goes on in the dome? Is it a thunderdome? Is it a superdome? What type of dome is it? Who's there? What's this down here? I don't even know what this is. This is like stitched onto the map. There's the Great Glass Desert. A desert with glass. You know, you can make glass from sand. So what happened to this desert to make it the Great Glass Desert? And you have, this is a huge mountain range, the Dead Range. What could live in the Dead Range? Or is it truly dead? And if it is, why did it die? Over here we have Sleeping Giant Mountain. And the Everfire, something that's continuously burning. This looks like a huge area, the Everfire. Ooh, and we have the Red Hand. What is the Red Hand? We have the Echoing Deep. And over here, the Furious Godwind. Wow. We talked about Nitrogen Falls. We have the Blinding Pools. We have Bone Island. We have Indigo Lake. And then shout out to these Logos research facilities. We have Logos Macro Research at Facility 33 Pi. And then we have another Logos Macro Research Facility 47 Micro. So that's definitely something that we could see referenced in the future. And of course, at the center, we have Hub City. This is also referenced in the RPG book, so we can definitely get some background on that. Over here, we have Cobweb Grove. We have Brighthaven. And then we have the Carnivorous Forest. Carnivorous Forest. Who's getting eaten? And what's doing the eating? Maybe there's a Tantadlin? Is Tantadlin carnivorous? I don't know. We have a Labyrinth under the lake. It's under a lake. What happened here? So, that's just a little teaser into the Crucible. And so I definitely want to dig more into some of these areas. I think it'd be really interesting to see what is available in lore in the RPG book around some of these locations. What would it tell us? What might we see in the future? In future cards, future sets. Yeah. The Crucible is a very interesting place. All right. With that, back to our regularly scheduled program. On to official news. Ghost Galaxy this week released an update on their Gamefound campaign. Let's get printing. Winds of Exchange decks are printing. Yes, so they have some pictures and a video around printing of decks. They finally got in more material. And so they say they are working tirelessly to get these decks printed and in our hands as soon as possible. And they have some nice pictures here of big sheets of cards. And take a look at that. It's a Maverick Gizelhart Zealot. Look at all those cards after they've been cut. The video has a nice sequence of kind of the full process of a deck getting printed and cut. And I believe they said they're still waiting on materials to package everything up. But go check out that YouTube video. The update is on Gamefound.com. And they also make sure to notice that if you haven't submitted your custom decks names, now's the time because they're getting ready to print those. So they have some links there to check out, and also they're just making sure that you added your stretch goals to the cart. They're doing some checks there. They did finally update the Master Vault, so the new Master Vault is now live. It is now a web page that's been updated. It's no longer in beta. What? That's right. No longer in beta. The Keyforge Master Vault is live and good to go. They've made a few changes. And also, the application, your iPhone or Android application no longer works. However, you can still scan index using the mobile website. So, what's up, Dinobot? Nice to see you. So, yeah, I actually put in some instructions in a bunch of the discords of how to make a shortcut on your phone, on either your iPhone or your Android, to this website. So you can just press it just like you did the app. It'll take you right here and you can scan just like you used to. I've scanned one deck so far and it worked perfectly. It was very responsive. So yeah, the Master Vault is live. Okay. That was the news. Actually, one more piece of news, and it's just as important as Ghost Galaxy news. Sloppy Labwork has actually just announced they are working on bringing back the TCO tracker. There they are. Sloppy Labwork in the house. So, they actually have a survey out. So go look at all the latest discords. Kveld has posted a link to a survey about what you want to see in the TCO tracker. And actually, ABR, I know Aviator has reached out because he was doing some work independently, and so there might be a little bit of collaboration there. But first, we want to make sure the Great Sloppy Labwork team wants to make sure that they meet the needs of all you users. So the tracker, if you don't know what it was something that could track all the plays, all the games that you played on the Crucible Online. And what was so great about it is you could go back and look at your games that you played and look at the decisions you made based off the cards that were in your hand and say like, "Oh, yeah, I should have held on to this card. Like, why didn't I held on to this card? I knew this was coming." The Ancient Sloppy Bears, we have a new new collaboration. Love it. What's up, Quick Draw? Nice to see you. Um, yeah, so it was awesome just being able to review games. And of course, it also did a lot of other tracking, being able to see how decks matched up versus certain sets. They also had a lot of fun stuff like, oh, how many plays have you had of Bad Penny or Archimedes or whatever. But to make sure that the new tracker meets the needs, especially with some of the controversy with the concerns about privacy, about being tracked if they didn't want to be tracked, they have a survey out there. So make your voice heard. I think it's going to be great. I support it 100%. But yeah, go check out that survey on the Discords. I always have a link to the Discords. Here's a link to the ABR Discord in the chat. Also have it when I post this on YouTube in the description. So, yeah, go be heard. I think lots of good work happening. The ancient sloppy bears. Oh man. Ancient sloppy bear Labwork. Oh man. This a match made in heaven. Yeah, and if you haven't already, twitch.tv/sloppylabwork every week, every Tuesday night, they're really bringing a lot of really good strategic thought, a lot of views into different formats, and a lot of views into things like the secondary market, winds of exchange. They've had a whole bunch of topics. Check them out. They're on Twitch every Tuesday night, and if you can't catch that, they're available both in podcast form and on YouTube. So they definitely should be checked out. Okay, on to the TCO Meta Watch. The branding is just too good to ignore. That's right. What's better than Sloppy Labwork and Ancient Bears? Both of them together. JT Russell never misses a Tuesday show. That other host, on the other hand, is pretty sloppy. That's right. Quick Draw, of course, is most of the time that other host and does an awesome job. But every once in a while, you get the ever, what's I gonna say? How would I describe ST Russell? He's just amazing. You get ST Russell every now and then. Sometimes you get Crusader, B-Hawk. Of course, they have guests on as well. You've seen Zodid from ABR. You've seen Second Act. So yeah, there's a lot happening on their stream. You got to check it out. ST Russell is the sloppiest. Oh, I love it. Okay, on to the TCO MetaWatch, and what's exciting to me this week is I actually worked on making the data look a little bit better because the charts that I had in the past were really bad. But it took a while to get enough data to look better. So here we are. Here is the latest charts. And so what we're looking at here is what sets we're seeing in the TCO competitive queue over time. And so we have the dates down here at the bottom. We have just about a month of data with a few checkpoints kind of each week. And we see kind of in the colors here, DT is orange, mass mutation is green, worlds collide is yellow, AOA is red, and Coda is blue. You can see that mass mutation is definitely still the majority of what we see on the competitive queue, but look at Coda. Look at Coda over the last week. It's been surging. DT is still kind of hit miss. It's probably the least of all of them. Worlds Collide is probably, it would have been second to Mass Mutations. Now I think Coda's second actually. But Worlds Collide is there. They're definitely there. And then we probably have AOA and DT bringing up the bottom. AOA, yeah, it's a little bit more than DT, but not as much as I would expect actually. So not only are we tracking the sets over time, but we're also tracking the SAS over time. And so here's two ways I can show this data, and actually I'm interested in your feedback. We have the very rough, clear lines, or we have the sloppier but smooth curved lines. Which do you prefer? You can show it either way. But for SAS over time, we can see, I would say the orange and the green are kind of the most that we've seen. The green right there at 75 to 79, the orange at 80 to 84. Yellow is also very prevalent, 70 to 74. And yeah, that makes up the majority. You still get the outliers. You get the less than 70s sometimes. You do get the over 90s. But and we've even had a less than 60. We have. DT so low because folks can't swim. What's up, Ketzer? Nice seeing you. Really good to see you. Thanks for watching. Yeah. Oh, Sloppy Labwork was just talking about DT on the stream yesterday about what they would expect to see as competitive decks. Like, what sets would you see in the next big Archon tournament? Um, and the discussion with DT was it's open the least out of all the sets. And there's those crazy decks like Daysogs that's a 67 SAS that won the French Championship and it's just nuts. But there's not a lot of those out there. They are out there. And if they open a bunch more DT, there's just going to be more of them. So they're going to be out there. But yeah, a lot of people don't swim. Quick Draw says, I think I prefer the smooth lines, but the sharp lines might be more accurate. You're 100% right. The sharp lines are more accurate. They do some craziness. I'll show you live. If you change to the smooth, sometimes you get some craziness here where like things are overlapping. But I think I slightly prefer the smooth too, even though the straight is more accurate. Usually I go for all accurate all the time, but we'll probably go with the smooth. So it's nice now that we have kind of enough data. We're starting to see a better looking chart than we had in the past. The chart was pretty ugly in the past, and honestly, I didn't pick a good chart type. But yeah, it'll be interesting to look over time. So as with every week, we'll check out, see how it's going over time. If we see any trends, we'll mention it. But I don't expect anything huge to change until there's new sets. New sets, I expect to upset the meta. But yeah, it'll still be interesting to look at. Okay. Of course, next up after the TCO Meta Watch, fresh marks. And that, of course, is the latest big SaaS sales on the secondary market, decks being sold on decks of Keyforge. So first we'll take a quick look on updates on decks that kind of have been previously listed since the beginning of the year. We had one that was delisted here, but it was actually relisted below, so nothing exciting there. We had a whole bunch that were no longer for sale. They still seem to be owned by the same owner, so no actual sales. This one, however, this was a deck being sold by Easy Galilena. It had a price tag of 600, and it looks like it may have sold to Dick Rowland because Dick Rowland is now listed on this deck as well. And it's no longer for sale. So I always find it interesting what is selling on the secondary market. And what does that tell us? So the Errant Long saga, it is going to be a continuous saga in fresh marks, that's for sure. So let's take a look at this. Like, we have no idea how much it's actually sold for. It was being listed for 600. Maybe they paid that, maybe they negotiated, who knows? But let's take a look at this deck. Let's assume that it sold for 600 just for discussion purposes. This is a 94 SAS Worlds Collide deck. It actually has a pretty good Record from Chainbound, 18 and 4, 11 chains, power level 2. Logo Saurian Star Alliance, and it's kind of got nice things happening in each. The Logos has a Eddy, which can be protected with Titan Guardian. It's got triple wall wormhole, a Tau Tau, a Master of the Theory, interdimensional graft, and cutthroat research for some nice Ember control, which synergizes with the Eddy well. We have in the Saurian an Orb of Wonder to be able to get those cards when you need it. A Tribute. What's interesting here is it's got the Tribute with the Ludo, and it's got a Stomp. So you could potentially Tribute on something, play the Ludo, stomp it right away, delete that Ember. You also have Orator Hisaro. You could use that to kill the creature. So some options there. The double Orator Hisaro could be pretty nice. You could, if you have Questor Darda already out, you could reap for 6 with the double Orator. So lots of interesting stuff going on there. And then in the Star Lines, you have the double Stealth mode, a Kirby, a Spears, an Ingram, and double Garcia. So some good Ember control in all 3 houses, also the city-state interests, an Axiom of Grisk, and then some ways to make them pay too with the Cutthroat Research and the Interdimensional Graft. What's going on here? Deck Roland also bought my Chinese deck, if that helps. What's up, Anxious Pirate? We were going to get to some of your decks, actually. And it does help. Thank you. It's always a question mark of if these sales actually happen or not. And Dinobot mentions Dick Rowland is a diamond player. That's the top division in the NKFL. The German juggernaut scoops up another monster. That's right. Always on the hunt. I've lost out on many deck prospects evidently. Yes, I think they have quite a large budget for Keyforge. Okay, so it's always interesting to see kind of what's sold. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, that was actually a new sale. Okay, let's get into. Oh, let's see. Oh. Yeah, we had actually updated your Chinese deck last week, Anxious Pirate, that it looked like he had bought Dick Rowland had also bought that deck. We had covered that last week, so but thanks for the update. To confirm it, we can lock it down. Okay, what's new this week? We'll take a quick look here. We'll go through these a little bit quicker than we have done in the last week, just because it was a little bit of a slog. The ones that have a price sale are always a little bit more interesting, so we'll take a look at those for sure. We already looked at this one that was probably sold to Dick Rowland. We do have one that we can look at that has an offer already, and then there's a whole bunch of auctions that Arentalong has on a bunch of decks. A lot of them have a pretty steep minimum bid, but we can take a look at those. There's a deck listed for $1,100, so that's pretty crazy. And even Amber Medes has a couple decks on the list, so let's go through them really quick. This one, let's zoom out a little bit more here. This one does not have a list. 85 SAS, Logo, Saurian, Star Alliance. Yeah, check it out. DZAC 90, selling that one. We have Gagnon Guidis Severo, 88 SAS Mass Mutation. This is being sold for $125 by Nunzio. Logo Starlines Untamed. We do have the ever-present autoencoder, triple QMEX, triple diametric charge, triple Song of the Wild, but only for untamed creatures. It does have the autoencoder punctuated equilibrium combo, and it's got a transporter platform with a Commander Dirkscar. Let's see, it's got one upgrade in Star Alliance, one upgrade in Logos, and then Secura Droid. So yeah, unfortunately not a lot of upgrades to go with that Dirk Scar and Transporter platform. But there you go. 125 euros for that one. Oh yeah, Auto Encoder and Novo Dynamo is also a nice combo there. Thanks, Dinobot. Next up, we have Winston Gemgopolis Enforcer. This one is just out there for an offer from Chimera. This Logo Star Alliance, Mass Mutations, some shenanigans with Transporter Platform with both Nell and Drixcar here, and a lot more upgrades. 2 in Star Alliance plus double Stealthster and Explorer Rover, so that's pretty cool. Some fun stuff there. This one has some speed without autoencoder, and the disc maybe not as exciting, but there you go. 85 SAS. Check it out. Next up, we have Nathan Caribou, Charlatan Duchamp. This is being sold by Restringuntus and AOA 86 SAS. It's just looking for an offer, no price listed. 33 expected Ember. It does have good old Brig, double Cutthroat Research, Eureka, double Hysteria, double Full Moon. But the double Full Moon only has 2 creatures that you can play since Glimmer has Alpha. It's also a Heart of the Forest, but with no key cheats. Alright, so that's Nathan Caribou. Forget why I had that in there twice. And then we get to some with prices. This has a buy it now of $700. It also has an offer of $151 that has already expired. It's had a few offers actually, but nothing more than 151. This has a double Captain Val Jericho, which is always fun. Also has a Dacilus with double Ancient Power and an Exile. You open a double Val. That's awesome. Val Jericho, as per Archon's Corner, the top cut of their fire sale tournament was very heavily weighted with Val Jericho's in those decks. This also has punctuated Equilibrium. It's got lots. The rares in these 3 houses are bangers. So that's a cool one. The Dacilus Exile, that's an interesting play. Can you actually kill it though? I guess you have to Lost in the Woods it. You can Lost in the Woods it to get it back. That's pretty cool. That's the only way that you can get rid of it. I guess you can kill it because it's a mutant, so you can kill it with Particle Sweep. Okay, yeah, so that's a pretty cool deck. All right, next up we have Obanodedre, the Succubus Magician. Yeah, this is a new one from Anxious Pirate being sold by 400. This is actually part of his NKFL lineup. So $400, it's a 86 SAS Mass Mutation, Dis Logo Saurian. We got some speed. We got the sins. We got, what do we got? We got 3 sins, Greed, Gluttony, and Envy. Markadis. Saurian has some nice stuff with City-State Interest, Curia. Curia goes so nice with City-State Interest and with Library of Polyosaurus. Monument to Strix is a superstar artifact. I think it's underrated. And double Sedition Strix to go with it. And of course with the good old Auto-Encoder Novo Dynamo. Very nice. So that can be yours for a sweet $400 there. Next up, we have Fairly Affable Dante, 90 SAS, being sold by Rexs 56680. It's actually being sold for $888. I think that's good luck in some Asian countries. We have Stealth Mode, Kirby, Gray, Double Morpheus, triple Imperial Scutum with Brachus. I guess we have a Tribute and 6 Semper with Polyasaurus. And double Tau Tau with Eddie, double Igor. All right. Not a lot of creature control, only 3.8. Top shelf. That's right. Okay. $888. Next up, we already took a look at this one. This is the one that Dick Rowland bought for €600. FO Silver. Okay, next up, I think we got to... Oh yeah, this is also Easy Galena. This is actually on an auction right now. It ends in just over 6 hours. Minimum bid is €50. Buy it now for €250. This is an 85 SAS Worlds Collide. Logo Saurian Star Alliance. And honestly, it's not super exciting. It does have some good cards, of course. Stealth Mode, Kirby, Double Ingram, Compsys Harupspex is always a fun card. Double Dilophosaurus is also good, and it does have some protection with it, with a Broododon and a Tricerian Legionary. So I think the Saurian can do some work, and it does have a lot of speed. As Astron says, coming out of Logos, the Tau Tau, the Double Wow Wormhole, the Daughter, the Igor, and of course with the Star Alliance as well. So actually, it's more exciting than I originally said. But that can be yours on auction right now. Next up, we have Omnihel, the Drab Swamp Dreamer, a 90 SAS mass mutation being sold by Dick Rowland, €400. This Logos Untamed. We have a double punctuated equilibrium deck, but no autoencoder. That's so sad. It does, though, have a really nice logos with double Eclectic Inquiry, double Daughter, Ultra Graviton, double QMax. Also has double Doom. And double Markadis. So that looks like a fun deck. Interesting. Word of Returning is also another awesome rare. So that can be yours for €400. On to a deck whose name I cannot pronounce. We get to the Arantalong sales. So this one's just for sale. He does have a bunch of auctions going on. This one's 91 SAS, Worlds Collide, Logo Saurian Star Alliance. I can go Voltron with Encounter Suit, Light of the Archons, Cloaking Dongle with either Information Officer Gray, a Kirby, a Medic Ingram. It's got double Tribute with Imperium, with a Ludo, with a Shrix. And in Logos, it's got Graph, double Eddie, a Daughter, double Cutthroat Research, and a Universal Keylock. All right, moving on. Okay, we've got to the auctions. So this has a minimum bid of €300, ending February 3rd, so in a couple days, a day and a half. This has 4 Control the Weeks, a 93 SAS Coda deck, 4 Control the Weeks, double Hunting Witch, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other Untamed, including the good old Ancient Bear. And then there's also some cards in Mars. Unfortunately, no way to get them readied out of hand, but it does have a Shatterstorm. Also, besides the 4 Control of the Week, some other nice cards in this. Life Ward, Ember Imp, Library of the Damned, 3 Fates. All right, so you can bid for that. 25 Disruption, yeah. That is very crazy, Dinobot. All right, next up, another auction, also with a minimum bid of €300. We have Oscar, a 93 SAS Worlds Collide, Logo Saurian Star Alliance, double Kirby, Information Officer Gray, double Kirby's Blaster, and an Ingram, and a Stealth Mode. It's a pretty nice Star Alliance. In Saurian, we have a double Tribute with an Imperial Forge. Also a Spartasaur with a Tricerian Legionary, an Imperial Scutum, double Shrix, an Orator Hisaro. Wow, and Logos has Data Forge. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Double Igor, Daughter, double information exchange, double quant, and double wormhole technician. That's an interesting deck. Not a lot of creature control. You got your Spartosaur. But wow, that's got some tricks up that sleeve. And opening bid, 300 euros. On to Brigitte Led. A 91 SAS Worlds Collide, also on auction, minimum bid of 250 euros. All you need is Spartosaur. Yeah, let's see. You could ward it a whole bunch of times. Or Tricerian Legionary, Ingram. Yeah, maybe. Okay, Brigitte Red. We have Infernus with Exhume and triple not finished with you. We have also triple Imperial Scutum with City State Interest and Cincinnatus Rex Golden Spiral combo. And then in Starlines, we have double Chief of Engineer Walls, Comm Officer Kirby, a Helms and Spears with an Ingram and a Kirkar. All right. 91 SAS, minimum bid 250 euros, and that auction ends in about a day and a half. Next up, we have X-Wit, also 91 SAS, also on auction, also with a 250 euro minimum bid. We have Dyslogosarian. We do have a couple Sins, Greed, Sloth, and Gluttony. We have Eaton's Jar. And Anguish with a grim reminder to bring back all those lovely disc creatures. Trubaru. And logos, we have a Effervescent Principle, a library card, Neurosiphon, Tarato, and Ensorian Double Faust, Double Cornicin Octavio, Profectus Ludo. Used to own that one. I opened it actually. So out of everybody watching the stream, Ashron has definitely opened the most out of all these decks that we're looking at. So this is a 91 SAS Mass Mutation. Archon Baron, that's right. Minimum bid of 250 euros. Next on the auction block, I love this. SAS Richard, SAS. It's SAS Richard with a 90 SAS. Minimum bid of 200 euros for this one. Also auction ending in about a day and a half. Worlds Collide, Saurian Shadows. Double Infernus with an Exhume and double not finished with you. It's got a Poltergeist, a no name. And Saurian, it's got a Tricerian Legionary with double Philophosaurus, an Imperial Scutum. A Golden Spiral is very nice with those Philophosaurus. A Phalanx Strike, an Axiom. And in Shadows, we have a Bren the Fanatic, Ronnie Risklocks, and Too Much to Protect. Also a Chain Gang with Subtle Chain. And a Kaimor to put back that Ronnie. No, not a bad looking deck. And SAS Richard can be yours with a starting bid of 200 euro. Lucky with the high SAS decks. Well, that's a luck to have. All right, next up, we have Daniel Gersmot, Starsky Bunkra, a minimum bid of 300 euros. 93 SAS, Worlds Collide, Logosarian, Star Alliance, Double Daughter, Double Cutthroat Research, Eddie, Hologramophone. We have a double Brutodon Auxiliary with Cincinnatus Rex, Primus Ungus, Tricerian Legionary, a Tribute, a Golden Spiral. And in Star Alliance, we have a Transporter Platform with a Walls, a Kirby, Double Chan, Helmsman Spears, Amber Tracker, and a Chan's Blaster. So that's got a minimum bid of 300 euros. All right. Next up, we have Emperor Fill It Up Chapman, 94 SAS. This is also on auction with a minimum bid of 300 euros, but you can buy it now for 500. This Logos Untamed Mass Mutation 94 SAS. In the disc, we have Infernus, Uh, Pain Mail, Lycofiend, a couple other disc creatures with a Grim Reminder. Essence Scale is nice. Logos, we have the Autoencoder Novu Dynamo combo, the double Lethalogica, Reverse Time, Bouncing Death Quark. Fill it up, yeah. It's hilarious. And in Untamed, we have a Pose Pixie, a Pismire, a Trimble, a Fangtooth Cavern, triple Savage Clash. But you Savage Clash your creatures, you can bring them back because you have double Resurgence and Low Dawn. All right, 94 SAS, minimum bid of 300 euros. All right, next up we have S. Moria, Artista de la Iglesia del Vitriolo. A 92 SAS mass mutation, also on auction for a minimum bid of 300 euros. Dis Logo Star Alliance, Triple Babble, Infernus, Stirring Grave, Essence Scale, Shadow of Dis, Mindfire, Dance of Doom. We have double Kurzap, double Lethalogica, another Bouncing Death Quark, another Autoencoder, Novu Dynamo combo, and double Cronus. But only 4 draw pips, and most of those are in Star Alliance. And the Star Alliance is a Z Force Agent 14 suite, also with double Subject Kirby. Minimum bid of 300 euros on that auction. Okay. We finally made it through Arenthalong. Okay, now we're to a deck that's being sold for 150 euros. 88 SAS Mass Mutation, Zed Peters, Psychologo di Febre d'Arganto, Distar Lines Untamed, Double Essence Scale, Lord Invidious. That's a nice combo. Markadis, Stirring Grave, the Double Essence Scale with Double Fiends, too. That's nice. The Starlines has a Armory Officer Nell and a Transporter platform with, count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 upgrades in Star Alliance alone with a Choose Secure droid. So that's pretty nice with that Nell and Transporter platform. And it's also got a Subject Kirby. And in Untamed, we have a Vault's Blessing to go with 7 mutants in the deck, a Ghost Hawk, a Wild Bounty, a Resurgence. Let's see, where did those Amber Pips hit? 2 on Essence Scale, or an extra 1 on Essence Scale. Nothing crazy that you could hit with your Wild Bounty, unfortunately. But yes, that is 150 euros being sold out of Italy by Giangio Lane. 34 expected Ember, 18 Ember Pips. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. 11 creature control. It does have the gateway. It does have the Lord Invidious, which you can get off with the Essence Scale, probably. Ember control, not the strongest. Yeah, you're going to be racing, and it has the Key Frog. Can you kill the Key Frog in Untamed? Only if you got enough damage pips. You have a damage pip on Troop Call, and a damage pip on Song of the Wild, and a damage pip on Resurgence. So you could kill that Key Frog. Yeah, Nell Platform Z-Force is pretty sweet. Yeah, that's looks like a pretty cool deck. Okay. Next up, we have a 94 SAS Coda. Homer. Peraltu Taudi Eternel. 1,100 euros. All right. Get out your checkbook. Let's see. A 94 SAS Coda. We got the sloppy lab work and 3 regular lab work to go with library access, Fogify, Neurosiphon, Strange Gizmo. In this, we have only 1 control of the week, a Library of the Dam, double Dust Imp, double Terror, a Schuler. And in Shadows, we have Bait and Switch, double Too Much to Protect, double Seeker Needle, a Master Plan, which is nice. You can play that library access on any turn. Miasma, Nerve Blast, Moon Cursor. I don't think there's any way to make your library access go crazy in any house. There's no Arise. Yeah. Furiously writes check. That's right. All right. That 94 SAS Homer can be yours for a cool 1,100 euros. Ooh, wow. All right, next up, 90 SAS Worlds Collide for 600 euros. Farah Cage, Dis Logo Saurian, Triple Rock Grub, Obsidian Forge, Library of the Dam, Key to Dis, Triple Telltale Vapors, that's one of my favorites. Memory Chip with Eddie, and a hologramophone to protect the Eddie. We don't have any taunt to protect that Eddie, though. And in Saurian, we do have the double tribute, and we do have a resembling automaton if we could get it on that. But also in Saurian, we have the Philophosaurus, a Perfectus Ludo, the Spartosaur, the Callipygan Ideal, and Imperial Scutum. So could potentially forge with your Callipygan Ideal, or at least erase that Ember with a Scutum or a Ludo. All right, so that is a cool 600 euros. Homer, been around a bit. All right, next up we have Patch. Fairhag's Beekeeper, 85 SAS Worlds Collide, being sold for $200 by Amber Meaties. Saurian Star Alliance Untamed. This features 5 Mustik Murmuk. Woo! And an imprinted Murmuk with Song of the Wild and double Ghost Hawk and a Low Dawn. In Star Alliance, we have double Stealth Mode, a Kirby, double Frayne, Chief Engineer Walls. We have a double Science Officer Morpheus. That gets a bit crazy with those 5 Mustik Murmuks. A Helmsman Spears, a Quadricorder, a Stunner. And in the Saurian, we have an Imperial Forge with a Tribute. We have a Chana Hubris, a Phalanx Strike, a Brutodon Auxiliary, a Tricerian Legionary, a Ludo, a Scutum, and Odoac the Patrician. Interesting looking deck. With a selling price of $200. And then finally for this week, last deck, also from Amber Meaties, we have Roberts, the Spy Master of Secrets, an 86 SAS Mass Mutation, Dis Logo Star Alliance. It is being sold for $150. We have a double Market Dis, a Shadow of Dis, an Infernus with a Grim Reminder, a Mindfire. In Logos, we have a Kerzap, we have the Ultra Gravitron, a Cronus, a Skippy Time Hog, and we got Dinobot. All right, we've hit Dinobot, we've hit Data Forge, we've hit Sloppy Labwork, we got the Holy Trio. And in Star Alliance, we have Transporter Platform, Double Subject Kirby, Explorer Rover, Lay of the Land, Stunner, and Sensor Chief Garcia. That's got some nice tricks in that one. So that is Roberts, 86 SAS for $150. All right. So that is your fresh marks for the week. Lots of interesting stuff going on in the secondary market, as always. So it's fun, and especially I've never had a lot of experience on the secondary market, so it's really interesting to me to see what's being sold, what is actually selling, and just seeing the prices, seeing the decks that are out there. All right, next up we have my deck spotlight of the week. This is Zotreg, the Centurion of the High Life. So in previous weeks, we've had a Coda, we've had an AOA, we've had a Worlds Collide, so felt like continuing the trend. Here was my first really memorable mass mutation deck. It's got 20 enhancement pips. So let's take a quick look at Zotdreg, the Centurion of the High Life. So, the really lovely stuff to see here, the double Cronus with 9 draw pips, the Ultra Gravitron. In the Saurian, we have double Citizen Strix, a form of giants with both the Gravitron and a Galliatops. We have Exile, which can do some work. And in Shadows, we have double Rad Penny, a Bone Nithing, double Tempting Offer. So this deck can definitely high roll with those double Cronus with Ultra Gravitron. And it's just a really fun deck with 20 enhancements. It can be fun. So let's take it for a spin and see how it goes. In the latest, hey, that's not right. Get rid of that. Hey, it's not in KFL either. Okay. So we will just, oh, hey, we should check to see if anybody's waiting. Nobody's waiting. Okay. Let's start a game. Zotdreg, the Centurion of the High Life. So I always love opening Mass Mutation decks and seeing where the pips lie. And with 19 Ember Pip, or 19 pips across all the draw pips, the damage pips, the capture, it's a lot of fun. Let's see. While we're waiting for somebody to join, we'll take a quick look at it again. This one really does kind of need some of the speed from Logos to get going first. It doesn't have a lot of creature control, and so it can definitely fare poorly against big boards if it doesn't get going early. But it's a lot of fun. It's actually pretty limited on Ember control too. The Rad Pennies can do some work depending on when they come out. But let's see how it does in the kind of the current meta. Let's take a look at like what exactly. Let's see, for our creature control. We have Stomp, Dreadbone Decimus, Ultra Gravitron, if you can get it off, Mutant Cut Purse ×2 for the damage pips, Double Opposition Research, which can be really huge in this deck, a Blast from the Past, which can also be very nice, Double Tempting Offer, and a Mug. So no board wipes. Gotta be killing each creature one by one. You can set up a pretty big exile. It does have 3 capture pips. So depending on how the cards play out, you can get a pretty good exile. It doesn't have any cards that really lean towards getting a whole bunch of ember, captured ember on a creature right away, but it's possible with some work. Let's see, what else is going on here? 23 creatures, a lot of creatures. So that can definitely steamroll. I would have liked if it had more ways to get people off of check and logo. So it's got the odd clod, and that's about it. Oh, I actually don't have the ownership image on. Okay, I guess I haven't played it in a lot of leagues. Okay, still waiting for a match. Sometimes it's a little bit slow on Wednesday nights. While we're waiting, tomorrow night I will be streaming at the same time 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. I will be having my NKFL match versus Gorlami, so that should be exciting. Watching a friend's NKFL match at the moment, nice. Lots of great NKFL action going. If you want to know what it's all about, the best place to check is actually Dinobot's YouTube. He's got a good overview of NKFL, of his lineup. It's got some of the matches on there, and in his latest release on YouTube, he's also has a segment where he recaps some of the big plays that have happened in other matches in the NKFL during the week. So check out Dinobot's YouTube. Um, Lots of cool stuff going on there. All right, let's see what else is coming up. So I teased that, via looking at the Crucible map. All right, we got one. We got Marrow Nightmare. Then we'll take a look at some of the lore of some of the locations around the Crucible. So also looking forward to doing that. Good luck and have fun. Okay, we got one Cronus. We only have one draw pip here. We would get 3 creatures on the board in our second turn. It's not the best start. We definitely want a little bit more logos, so we're gonna mulligan that. That's not great either. So we're gonna start logos and fission blue. Yeah, everybody agrees. Dinobot has great content for sure, and he's been adding a lot of cool stuff to his videos. So definitely check him out. Okay, they come back with 1, 2, 3, 4 logos cards. Bilge Warden, Talmage, Entropic Core, and Hydro Cataloger. Okay. We're going to go to Saurian. We're going to Stomp, Bilge Warden, Ludo, and Consul Primus, and Insure. Eureka! Eureka! Let's see. We should have taken a look at their deck. Okay. Dame Langdon of Underchapel. Double Eureka. Eddie. Double Sink or Swim. Gabuk, Deepwater Gruen, Mollymawk. Reaper So, Fuzzy Gruen, Beach Day. Some fun stuff. Okay, Eureka and play Armor Drone. Okay. And they're already at check. We're going to go Shadows here. We'll play our Bonithine. Draw something. We'll play Opportunist. On the Bonithine, damage there, and then we'll mug our Bonithine. And in turn. Alright, and we drew a Kronos, which is what we were hoping for our Infomorphs that had the draw pip, and we have the Fission Bloom, so we can double up our draw pips. So we're going to get our draw and archive action going. That is good. Although that means we definitely won't stop him from check this next turn, but it is what it is. Unfathomable. What else do I have? Brain Drain. Oh no. Corrode. Uh-oh. Oh, there goes my Fission Bloom. That's too bad. Tidal Wave. There goes all my creatures. Bubbles. Sink or Swim. Whew. They discarded 4 Giants. I'm happy they didn't get my Cronus. And they are at check. Okay, we're going to go Logos. Kronos. Mutant Cutpurse. No. Oh yeah, with Tidal Wave they gave me the Tide, so I archived one. Okay. We'll do our Infomorph here. And we'll archive. Let's see if we played or discarded 4 Saurian and only 3 Shadows. I guess we'll do Citizen Tricks here. Do the Infomorph. We'll get the other Citizen Tricks. Oh yeah, I forgot. We had Mutant Cupburst in there already. And we're going to discard half of Ultra Gravitron and Inchurn. Not the greatest draws, but on those ones from Cronus. But we got a few archives off, so that's not bad. Ooh, back into Unfathomable. Bubbles to put Cronus on the top of my deck. No! Well, that sets up the Oddclaw draw pip, though. And potentially if I get both Chronos out there, that'd be nice. Uh-oh. We got a bunch of creatures. Oh no, they discarded my Oddclad. This is a lot of discard. There's a Abyssal Zealot. So they can capture 2 after they raise their tide. Oh, they exhausted my Infomorph with Frigorific Rod, Wickaloli. Okay. So we'll go Shadows here. We'll give them a bunch of Ember, probably, with a Tempting Offers. Play out the Shadowsmith. Play out the Mutant Cutpurse. Who should we start damaging here? Bubbles, I guess. Let's see, there's 2 damage here. There's... Okay, he's got 5 left over. That's pretty good. Alright, we didn't draw any. We do got our 2 Chronos, but we got no draw pips in Logos. Okay, we're going to give them back Zealots and either Wikiolia or Talmage or Armadrone. We'll give them Armadrone and Inchurn. So we got the tech. They can easily take us off. Alright, they're going Logos. Information Exchange. Armadrone, Brain Eater, and Talmage Reaps. So they get back to check, and they pass. So we'll go back into Shadows here. Play out our Red Penny, play out our Gamgee. And then do we just reap twice? Yeah. We did get our other red pennies. That's nice. Ooh, they're going Untamed. We haven't seen Untamed yet. So they might have a big churn. Okay, all tied up to take the tide. Beach Day to return Gamgee and gain an Ember. Let's see, no Mookling, that's good. Then Mollymock, and they destroy their own Hydrocotaloger, and then the Fittest to give everybody power. And they're at check at 9, okay. So we do Forge for 6, so we could stop them and Saurian, and I think I do want to go Saurian here. Yeah, I think we actually hold the Faust. We're not going to draw a card anyway, so I think we hold the Faust. Let's see. Oh, but then we don't stop them. We'd be 1 off. Ugh. So we play out a Strix. Steal 1. If I play out the Faust here, I can make him pay 8. If I play out the Shrix here, I capture one and I steal one. And then I have to play the Faust. I think we have to play the Faust. We still have... Yeah, that's not great. It's not great all around. And we can't do anything with these damage pips. Okay, they go back into Untamed. We kill the Faust right away, as expected. Waste Not on Talmage, and they draw 4 cards. Very nice. Ooh, Opposition Research. We got 2 of those coming up. Those may be key, but they're not here yet. Down comes Mushroom Man and Deepwater Gruin. Back up to 9. A good book. And a Reaper So with Reaping with Armor Drone. Up to 10 Ember. Yeah, that's not great. They discard a Witch of the Dawn. Because they didn't want to bring anything back? They didn't want to bring back a Logos card? Okay. Fair enough. I think we gotta go Shadows here. I guess the one benefit of going Logos is we can kill the Wikiola, and we're not going to stop him this turn anyway. We're just going to draw into a bunch of Logos. We got to do some fighting. Reap here, play out these guys. This guy will fight into Mollymawk. Just to reduce the delta a little bit on the Untamed side. Oh man, we drew the other half of the Ultra Gravitron, but not the It's Coming. And not the Opposition Research with a draw pip. So we can have a Logos turn that does nothing except keeps them from reaping next turn. Oh, but they got Eureka. That's game over. I could potentially stop them in both Saurian or Shadows, but we'll see. Arbor Drone fights Shrix to steal 1. Brain Eater fights Shrix. So they're up to 8, and I think that'll do it. Static charge on Galliatops. And Eddie, for good measure, to keep me from forging. Very nice. Yeah, and unfortunately we have a whole bunch of logos nonsense here, which won't do anything. All right. Good game. Let's see. Let's join Bluffin. Get in another one real quick. Let's see if we can get some of that logos going early, especially the Ultra Gravitron. Choo Choo Choo. That's not a great one. Let's see. What are they playing? Open Top Vine Hollows Wolf. We'll mulligan that. Logos. Archon's callback to start out with. Nice. We'll go logos here. Oddclod and discard. And in turn. Let's see, what are they playing? Triple Bilge Warden. Mind Bullet Science. Hyde Velum. A nice Triska Hings Gross with Encounter Suit and Crash Muldoon. And Together in Unity or Discord. Ooh. An Untamed, Fangtooth Cavern, Keyfrog, Chelonia with double Deepwater Gruin, Molimok, Witch at the Dawn. Yeah, this looks like a pretty good deck. I think I'm gonna not match up good. We have backup plan, but so they archive the top card of their deck. Okay. Hydra Cataloger and Bilge Warden, and they archived another one, and Velum. Okay. We got the It's Coming right after we discarded the Ultra Gravitron. Okay, so we'll go Shadows here. Red Penny to damage there, Bow Nithing to do nothing, and a Mutant Cut Purse. Getting both red pennies early is pretty good, and we actually have a pretty good Saurian turn here. We could potentially get 2 or 3 Ember on a creature and then exile it. We could get 3 Ember on Decimus or 4 Ember on Decimus and exile it. Might be worth it, although having Decimus for our Ember control is really nice. So we could also put 3 Ember on Red Penny and then exile it if they have enough. Let's see, they zapped my Mutant Cut Purse. Static Collection Array is out. That's going to be annoying. I always say, am I bluffing? That is probably right. I like it. Very strong deck. I've seen them play it a fair bit. Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty bad matchup for me. Encounter Suit on Mutagenesis Researcher. I did not see that one coming. And using together the Persistence Hunting for the logos, and then a Deepwater Gruin with a damage pip to kill Bonithing. They're up to 5 Ember. They're at check. Light of the Archons. They're at check to a 6. And Unity or Discord to return the Deepwater Gruin and a Light of the Archons. And then play Light of the Archons and Mutagenesis Researcher. Wow, what a turn. What a turn. Okay, we're going to go Saurian here. We're going to play out Dreadbone Decimus. Capture on the Red Penny. And then use it to kill Bilge Warden. We need to stomp Velum, because if we stomp that, we won't get an extra ember. So stomp Velum, put that on Red Penny. Then Faust, we'll do a damage there and another ember on Red Penny, and then we'll exile Red Penny. Which means they do get a key, because we took the ember off of that, but we also potentially get 3 once we kill Red Penny. You know what they say about DT? Well, I know what most people say, but I also know what you say, Ketzer, so... Oh no, cross porpoises. And... encounter shoot toward mutagenesis researcher. Another persistence hunting to take out my dinos. Key frog. There comes that Deepwater Gruin again. Okay. It's a shame that they... exhaust my Saurian, because Saurian would have been the way to go here. We don't have a lot of great options. I think we go shadows here, actually. Get another steel in. And put a tiny bit of pressure with the Gamgee out. Okay. Having the Cronus with the damage pip and the opposition research actually is nice. Misclick. Oh, they don't want to go shadows where they only have the one creature that I gave them. Then they changed to Star Alliance and then the logos. They are bluffing, JT. You were right. Static charge on Dreadbone. No! Bill Jordan to Reap to give me the tide. So I archived a card. But then another Bilge Warden is played, so they get the tide back. And that's it. Okay. I think I actually want to go Saurian here, because with the Dreadbone Decimus, I can get rid of a lot of their board, or I can kill the Dreadbone because of the static charge. And then I could also get the check by killing the Red Penny. It's not a bad option. Let's do that. We do have 3 Saurian in the hand. So first, Dreadbone is just going to kill Deepwater Gruin. Which will kill it. Faust will Reap. We'll play out Consul Primus still left here. We'll play out Galeotops and take out our red penny, and then we'll defense initiative on Oddclod and exalt him to ward our Faust and other creatures. Ooh, and now we got both Cronus out. Although only one draw pip in hand. If we're really lucky, we still have 2 more draw pips and logos. It'd be nice to be able to chain some of those. Okay, they're back into Star Alliance. Crash Muldoon to use a Build Warden to fight Oddclod, and then Mutagenesis Researcher takes out Oddclod. Ooh, here comes the Triska down. Do we got the Hing's Gross action? Uh-oh. It's about to get gross. Mutagenesis Researcher to capture one. No Hing's Gross. Oh, and they didn't want to reap with the Genesis Researcher. Interesting. Okay, so I could steal one if I go Shadows. But I think we have to go Logos here. We got to get some of our speed going. Let's see now. Who do we kill with the damage stuff? We got to do the opposition researcher after we play the Chronos. Do we kill the Bilge Warden? I guess that's all we can kind of do. We could kill a Key Frog. Now we do opposition research. We got our Fizz and Bloom, but which isn't bad. It's just not as good as we hoped. Yeah, we might as well archive the loot as well. Play out the Fission Broom, and I think we hold this until we get the other half of the Ultra Gravitron. Hey, we got it. Just a turn too late. Ooh, here comes Gross, and here comes Hings. Luckily they can't reap. Oh, but it's a fight reap effect? Oh no, I didn't know that. I should have killed the Triska, but I had to go speed. I could have done nothing if I would have had to go Saurian to kill it. Oofda. Oofda. So they drew 5 cards. Okay. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Take out one of my Cronus. Triska takes out the other. Okay. I think we go Logos here again because we have the opposition research. Hing still can get off with killing the red penny, but whatever. Okay. We do have a nice shadows lineup. We can kill our red penny and then draw it right away. Uh-oh. They might just win right here off the Key Frog. Chelonia, Youngest Bear, Mollymawk. Yeah, kill my Fission Bloom, one more creature, and they got it. Oh, Fangtooth Cavern. Yep, they got it. Well done. Good game. Dang, I was just getting ramped up. The Ultra Gravitrons have come really late in both of these games, unfortunately. We'll see. Maybe we'll play one more quick one. Witch of the Dawn to get even more Chelonia action with another Deepwater Gruin. Whew. Getting up to a whole bunch. All right. Yeah, I don't think that's one we can win with this deck. I mean, if we high roll early, but probably not. All right, we'll create one and we'll wait just a few minutes. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But we'll go one more with Zotdreg, the Centurion of the High Life, drinking their Miller. All right, we got Am I Bluffing again? We'll do it again. We'll do it again. Do what you want. Oh, new deck this time. Let's see. This isn't a super great start. The Logos isn't bad, honestly, but we're going to mulligan. Huh, that's a little bit better. That's actually pretty dang good. This is an Miasma Bomb, Fangtooth Cavern, Commune, Double Kirby, Ensign Elm. Okay, cool. Alright, so we're going to go Logos, damage itself. Then we'll go Infomorph, archive that, Opposition Research, archive that, and discard this Opposition Research, and end turn. Oh, my Kronos died right away. Hadron Collusion. Subject Kirby with a stunner. What's it get out? Oh, and Observimax. That's kind of scary. Plays out Key Frog with the damage pip. We do have Blast from the Past, so we could take out that Kirby if we go Saurian here. And we discard a card, so let's do that. We're going to discard Faust so that we can archive it with Blast from the Past. First we'll play out Kronos. Ooh, Dreadbone Decimus too, okay. Wait, what did I just do? Exalt a friendly creature. Oh, that was a capture pip. Now we exalt. Cistern 6 to steal one, and then Dreadbone Decimus. And yeah, we might as well kill the Key Frog, why not? Uh-oh, here comes the Fangtooth. So they'll get the Shreks, probably. They discard their Gloriana's Attendant. Vault's Blessing, which gave me an Ember? And then they kill my Shreks. Yep, okay, so we'll go Shadows. Label Tempting Offer for nothing. We will mug our console Primus. Red Penny will come out and damage Infomorph. And then we'll do Fidget, Shadow Smith, and that drew Gamgee. That's a pretty good draw. And then we drew 3 more shadows. Yeah, let's hope they don't have a way to get rid of all my shadows creatures. The Fangtooth will take out Red Penny unless they kill it with a damage pip. They're going to kill it somehow. They do play Opportunist on it. Miasma Bomb so that I don't forge. I don't think they have a way to make me pay a lot though. I'll look over there to steal from based off the Shadowsmith. And it had a damage icon which they killed Red Penny with. Okay, and they get up to 4. And then Fangtooth killed Fidget. Okay. Well, we could just Ultra Gravitron and Reap with Infomorph. I think that's actually a little bit better than going Shadows here. Okay, and we did get a Red Penny back too. So they go in the Star Alliance. Let's see, they do... Oh, they don't have a red alert. Okay. They have Particle Sweep. New Frontiers, what do they call? They play Shadows. They choose Shadows and they got Mug at least. Disruption Field onto Ultra Gravitron. Oh, so if I use it, it makes my keys cost more. Ensign Elsamar with a damage pip to kill somebody. Consul Primus, and then they killed Gamgee with Fangtooth Cavern. But I do get a key. They get to check. Okay, so we still go... Shadows here. What's in our archive? Our second Red Penny. Yeah, that's great. Ooh, and then we have Saurian lined up after that. Yeah, I like that. Shadows. So we go our first Red Penny here. Then our second Red Penny here. Who will they kill our first Red Penny? Or do we want to kill the Elsamras using damage pips as opposed to killing it with the Shadowsmith? Yeah, let's kill the Elsamra. Let's see what we get with the Mutant Cut Purse draw. Nothing good. So Tempting Offer will do that with the Researcher, and then we'll Reap with Shadowsmith and an Opportunist. We'll go on Mutant Cut Purse and do a damage to Elsamra. Okay, so we did get to check again nicely. But they're going back in the shadows. There, they dropped their second Miasma Bomb. They have a look over there. They have Lights Out. Ooh, a Mug with a double Amber Pip. Take out the Shadowsmith. And get to check. And also steal the Ember from Mutant Cut Purse. Lights Out for Dreadbone Decimos and Infomorph. Shoulder id, mutant cutburst coming down, and then one of the red pennies taken out with Fangtooth, but I do get my key, and now I get to play with Saurian here. So we're going to do Form of Giants first. Okay, we got to do this in the right order. So, Citizen Tricks, and we're going to capture on red penny. Faust the Great, damage there. Put more Ember on red penny. Dreadbone Decimus, capture on the red penny. Ludo comes out. Then we will exile our red penny. And then we'll defense initiative, I guess, on Faust. Make them pay. Oh, they conceded. Good game. All right, hey, we got one at least. All right. So Zotreg went 1 and 2. It doesn't really hold up, I think, in the current meta because it doesn't have enough creature control, but it's got some fun tricks. We never really got rolling with our Chronos, and after we were starting doing the after Ultra Gravitron tricks with usually it can swing between big Shadows plays and big Saurian plays after Ultra Gravitron / Chronos action, but unfortunately creature control really isn't good enough for it to hang nowadays. All right. So that was Zotdreg, the Centurion of the High Life. Time to crack a pack, and I actually forgot to get one. I'll be right back. We have opened AOA, Worlds Collide, and DT. So we have a Coda deck and a Mass Mutation deck left. What do you guys want me to open? I'll be right back. All right. We got Coda, Mass Mutations. Mass Mutations it is. All right, Ketzer, good call. And especially with just playing with a Mass Mutation deck with 20 enhancements, I'm definitely looking to get some more exciting enhancements. So let's see what we can get here. So we have open Plutimus the Bazaar, Sanctum, Star Alliance Dis. And we have a interesting Archon here. It's almost like a mix between an hourglass and a lava lamp with a bunch of sharp sticks sticking out of it. Okay. Plutimus the Bazaar. Hey, with a name like Bazaar, it's gotta be good. Gotta be good. All right, we'll mix it up. We'll shuffle each house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do it a little bit different because it's fun that way. All right, we'll start out with Bonesaw is ready. If a friendly creature was destroyed this turn, Bonesaw enters play ready. The most savage demon I have ever encountered. Inca the Spider. Next up, we have Brabble. Destroyed, your opponent loses 1 ember. If it is not your turn, your opponent loses 3 ember instead. Next up, we have an Essence Scale. That goes really good with those 2 cards. And it's got a Capture Pip. Action, destroy a friendly creature. If you do, ready and use a friendly creature that shares a house with the destroyed creature. Next up, we have Dark Minion with an enhanced damage pip, and destroyed, deal 1 damage to each enemy creature. We have a Stirring Grave. Play, archive a creature from your discard pile. We have a Waking Nightmare with an enhancing a capture pip. Play, keys cost +1 ember for each disc creature in play during your opponent's next turn. Ooh, we have another Brabble. And we have another Dark Minion. Ooh, and we have Ritual of Tognath. Play, destroy 2 friendly creatures. Self-preservation is not an instinct that imps possess. That also goes well with Bonesaw. We need an Infernus to go with that ritual. But we have Picaroon, Mutant and Changeling. Deploy. It has a power of X. X is a combined power of Picaroon's non-changeling neighbors. We have a Cinder, Taunt, Reap, destroy a friendly creature. And finally, yeah, it's an Imp Party. Last card, we have a Red Hot Armor. Play. Each enemy creature with armor loses all of its armor until the end of the turn and is dealt 1 damage for each point of armor it lost this way. Okay. Interesting disc. 2, 3. Would have been pretty good with Infernus. But I don't. We got the Brabbles, the Imp Party for, I guess, and the Waking Nightmare for our Ember control. We don't have a lot of creature control, but let's see what else we got. In Sanctum, we start with Burning Glare. Play, stun an enemy creature, or stun each enemy mutant creature. We have a Fangs of Gizelheart. Play, purge the most powerful creature. Seeker of Wisdom, I say unto you, never wake me before noon. From the ravings of the prophet Gizelheart. We have a Gizelheart Standard. Each friendly creature with Ember on it gets +1 armor. Play, exalt a friendly creature. We have a Smite. Play, ready and fight with a friendly creature. Deal 2 damage to the attack creature's neighbors. We have a Gorm of On. Omni, destroy Gorm of Om. Destroy an artifact. An object, no matter how sacred, is just a thing. We have Seeker of Truth. Fight. You may fight with a friendly non-sanctum creature. Nope, not here either. We have the Gray Rider. Play, fight, reap. You may ready and fight with a neighboring creature. We have General Salvador, which enhances 2 capture pips. We still have a lot of capture and damage pips yet to go. We have another Gizelheart Standard? Interesting. And that one's got a damage pip. We have a Baranon. After a mutant creature enters play, enrage Baranon. Reap, capture 2 ember. The Red Shroud will defend the Crucible from the threat of Dark Ember. I think in Mass Mutations, Sanctum and Disc complement each other really nicely sometimes. Yeah, I think I see some already. Definitely. And we have another Gorm of Om. And last card of Sanctum, we have Radiant Truth. Play, stun each enemy creature not on a flank. Truly I say unto you, pie is superior to cake. from the ravings of the Prophet Gizelhart. When did the Prophet Gizelhart become the Mad Prophet Gizelhart? That's what I want to know. Did they start out just Prophet and then become mad? What happened? Will we find out? Let us know. We need more stories of the lore. Okay, and now we're on to Star Alliance. We start out with Scout Pete, Play, Fight, Reap. Look at the top card of your deck. You may discard that card. We must learn the secrets of the Red Shroud. Yes. We have Hayden Oswin with a Capture Pip. Reap. Gain 1 Ember for each upgrade on Hayden Oswin. I made a few upgrades last night. Let's see how many upgrades we got. Hey, there's one. Observe you, Max. This feature gains Fight, Reap, Capture 1 Ember. When attuned to the vibro frequency of Ember, the Observe you Max is Scout's best friend. No, the Red Shroud can bugger off. We need to get more on that Grey Order. It does seem like a lot more of the Grey Order is in Winds of Exchange. Next up, Teleporter Chief Tink. Elusive. Action. Swap Teleporter Chief Tink with another friendly creature in the battle line. You may use that other friendly creature this turn. Red Shroud hates mutants, so they're not my friends. We have some creature control. General Order 24. At the start of each player's turn, they must choose a creature they control and destroy each creature of the chosen creature's house. If that player has no creatures in play, destroy General Order 24 instead. We have another Observe You Max. And we have a Secura Droid, Taunt. Secura Droid may be played as either a creature or an upgrade. We have Exploro Rover. Skirmish can also be played as a creature or upgrade. Ooh, and we have Matter Maker. That's cool. You may play upgrades as if they were in the active house. That's cool. I like me a good Matter Maker. Oh, we have Stealthster. We have a whole swath of creature slash upgrade cards. Goes well with our Matter Maker. And we have a Sensor Chief Garcia with a Damage Pip. Play, Fight, Reap, Keys cost +2 Ember during your opponent's next turn. She hasn't taken the goggles off since a crash. And last card. I don't think anything can fix this deck, but a Captain Valjerica would be nice. No, a Subject Kirby, but that's not bad. Play, Fight, Reap. You may play a non-Star Alliance creature this turn. Seriously, I feel fine. Okay, this was actually a pretty good Star Alliance for Mass Mutation because of the Matter Maker. But Sensor Chief Garcia and Kirby really helped as well, and it's got a little bit of damage control. I don't think we're ever going to get off Hayden Oswin, but you never know. We never know. If there's no creatures out on their side, we can play Hayden Oswin, we can play Subject Kirby, we can play Grey Rider to ready Oswin, and then Reap. Matter Maker plus Observe You Max plus 2 Gizzy Standards is really cool. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Get that armor action going. This one definitely needs to get some board action going to do some fun. What's nice is you could potentially get Oswin off on a dish turn with Essence Scale too, so you don't have to necessarily call Star Lines twice in a row. But that is Plutimus the Bazaar. A nice Bazaar deck. Matter Maker is always cool. The Wizard's Boot. Yeah. All right. That's our stream. As I mentioned before, we do have another NKFL match coming up tomorrow versus Gorlami, also at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. So we'll be streaming again for that, and more exciting stuff to come. So thanks everybody for watching. That'll be the stream for tonight, and we'll look forward to seeing you again sometime. What's up, Stalker? Nice seeing you. Thanks for watching. Yep. Thanks, Dinobot. Thanks for watching. And let's pull up the old outro music. Have a good one, y'all. Take care. You rock, Stalker. Thank you. Thanks for the resub. Frickin' legend.